Okay, 12 minutes. I'm going to try. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Iqbal. Before I start my presentations on behalf of Dr. Taylor Stein, I have to apologize that he cannot attend this meeting because he went out of the town for today. But tomorrow I will be meeting him with Stephen Laurie instead. And then, speaking of the study progress, currently I'm now on the 8th month here in Gainesville. So yeah, I'm the lead student in UF, so hopefully I can graduate in May next year. So my research interest in ecotourism, so my research title gonna be investigating tourist motivations toward national park visitations. I select the case study of Komodo National Park because this is the place that I work in Indonesia. And my committee, I already have all the committees set. I have Dr. Stein as my main advisors, Dr. Marilyn Swisher, and Regis Tapa as my external committee members. And then, basically, I'm going to do the market research, which is an organized process associated with gathering, processing, analysis, storage, disseminations of information to facilitate and improve decision making, which incorporates various forms of research undertaken by organizations to understand its customers' market and business efficiency. I'm sorry I have to speak super fast. I have only 12 minutes left. And from the market research, I pull out the red line, which is the ecotourism that I interested most, which means responsible travel to a natural area that conserve the environment, sustain the well-being of local people, and involves interpretations and educations. This ecotourism is becoming a trending topic. It's becoming a trending business and interest in Indonesia nowadays. And then why ecotourism? This research basically, this is the basic thought that I created. So why do people travel actually? Why do people do ecotourism? Why Indonesia? Why they go to national park instead of going to the zoo? I mean, if you want to see, for example, like an elephant, you just go to the zoo, which is more cheaper, faster, easier. But why do people go there to a national park to see a wild elephant? I don't know. And then, why do tourists complain? I believe that every ecotourism business in Indonesia, the tourists complains. Why do they complain? But despite of their complaining, do they return? Some say yes, some say no, but I'm not sure. The outcome expected from this research is to find out the tourist motivations by figuring out the experience and satisfactions from their visitations to the national park. This research has so many theories. One of my external members really pushed me in this part. So these are the research building blocks that I select rather than selecting only one theory. She suggested me to select many theories, and I pulled out the constructs from them. So the first one is the push and pull theory. The second one is the tourism system model. The third one is destination image theory. The fourth one is the World Heritage inscription. The fourth one is not a theory, it's a concept, which is a title that the UNESCO inscribed to a unique place in the world. And the last one is the expectancy valence theory. From those theories, then I pull out the constructs there, then I can find out what factors that driven tourist visitations. And then by using the destination image, in which how people perceive a specific locations, why do they go there? Are they coming to that place just because of the creatures that lives inside the place? Or do they coming there to the national park because the national park has something unique, for example, like World Heritage brand? So, I love to go to Komodo National Park because that's a World Heritage site. So I have to go there. I don't know what creatures there. Many reasons. So I think the World Heritage is a good thing to assess. And the last one is the tourism system model. Basically, it's explaining why tourists go to a place to do leisure, things like that. So I pull out the social demographic, destination image, World Heritage Site factors, then I can lead out to the expectation, tourist motivation, experience, and satisfaction. From those motivations, then I can make group comparisons based on the travel motivations. Later, at the end, I will try to find out the differences between the Indonesians' motivations to compare to the Europeans, Americans, other Asians, Africans, or other Pacific tourists that visit the national park. Then after that, I can give input to my workplace, to Komodo National Parks, and do improvements to the office because they don't have any market management plan. This is the research objectives. Instead of showing the research questions, I would like to show the objectives. Investigate differences of tourist motivations for visiting national parks based on socio-demographic variables. Investigate relationship between socio-demographic variables with travel motivation. Investigate wildlife experience and interactions in national park. Investigate relationship between socio-demographic variables with wildlife experience interaction. Investigate relationship between tourist motivations with destination image. Investigate relationship between tourist motivation with World Heritage Site brand and value. And the last one is to determine how wildlife experiences and interactions affect tourist satisfactions. I'm aware that this is one of my study limitations. There's probably too many objectives, but in my positions, there are so many people that force me to find out this thing, and you should do this, you should do this, you should do it. So I have 7 objectives that I have to figure out. Method. So, in addition, this is a cross-sectional design, which is I aware, or maybe you're aware, that cross-sectional design is the weakest type of design. So, therefore, I have to make something to increase the internal validity. In my case, I make the comparison groups to increase the internal validity, so the research can be reproduced, so the other researchers maybe in the futures can replicate or reproduce my study. And then the research instruments now, I'm planning to do the questionnaire, but one of my external members, they suggested me to do as well the interview. So this, instead of using the quantitative study, they suggested me to do the mixed method study, which is I agree that mixed method is much more stronger. But speaking of time, I only have limited time. I have no idea if I can do the mixed method, but interview is one of the instruments that in considerations in my study. And then this is difficult things to explain approach to measurement, which is reliability, face validity, validity, discriminatory power, in which my instruments are they're strong enough to capture all the full range ideas that I want to find out whether my research gonna be valid and strong to reproduce things like that. And I will employ so many testing before I go to Indonesia. And one of them is the expert review and cognitive testing. Expert review, basically, I ask my my committee members review all of the items in my questionnaires and cognitive testings. Maybe I can select my peers here and ask them whether they want to answer my questions and captures all the limitations. Research plan. I'm going to take research in Komodo National Park in 3 different locations. Basically, these are the tourism sites. The first one is Lobuaya, Loliang, Southern Padar. I also prepare additional backup plan for the 4th location, for the 3rd locations. So the 3rd location actually is a wild site. It's not a tourism site, but because it possesses so many beauties and attractions, so many people go there and tourists there. But yeah, let's see. And then the target population is gonna be the tourists, both of them, the foreign and domestic tourists. I targeted 600 samples during 2 months, 2 months stop.
Wow.
But it sounds like impossible, but since I worked there in Rinca Island for 9 months, I received 400 tourists a day. So I guess 600 gonna be possible. To make it more possible, I will employ research assistants to help me collect data.
10 minutes.
That's a lot. Oh my god. Data analysis, statistical testing, cluster analysis, multi-way using R probably. I hate stat, but I'm struggling with R, and I will analyze the data with this. If R doesn't work, then I can use SPSS, which is much more easier to utilize. Additional testing, I would like to employ the Cronbach alpha. This is the common social indicator. If I use qualitative data, then I will coding the interview. Then, is it okay? Yeah, I'm super fast though. Okay, what else?
Calm
Yeah, how
down.
many minutes I have now?
You have 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Shit, this is impossible. Okay, this is the locations, Komodo National Park. Basically, it's managed under Minister of Environment and Forestry. So I am an Indonesian government officer currently, and I'm still working for them for now until, so this is my 3rd years, and this is a bit travel from Gainesville to Komodo National Park.
Oh, nice.
So it took like 2 days of flight. Not long.
It's only several minutes.
Yeah, there. So people usually wonder, where's the park? Where's the park? Well, there's the park. Yes,
Ta-da.
there. So besides Komodo dragon, I have many. The park has so many other creatures: manta rays, cockatoo, horses, water buffalo, snakes. Inside the park, there are 3 villages, big villages, as you can see there. Pasir Panjang village, Komodo village, Papagayo village, and there are fishermen sculptures. These achievements, a lot of these achievements wrote it in Google. And this is the earnings. So this is the interesting part. In 2016, there were 107,000 tourists go to Komodo National Park from 65 countries, and it produced that huge amount of money. No need video. This is the map. Yes, that's the legend for. Okay, that's the map. That's the town. The town name is Labuan Bajo. So Komodo, the only access to go to Labuan Bajo by flight is through Labuan Bajo. So this is the Rinca Island. I work here for 9 months. That's Komodo Island, and that's Padar Island, the small one in the middle. That's the Padar Island there. This is the pictures. Padar Island, this is Komodo Island, this is Pinglish Komodo Island, this is Rinca Island, and Dr. Stein holding my stick there. And water buffaloes, Komodo dragons, this is one of the mangrove roots in Rinca Island, that's the manta rays, which is one of the interesting creatures. This is one of the village, this is, as I assume, this is Komodo village. This is a cockatoo that Dr. Holly and Dr. Stein with me last year. So I guess I don't have much time left.
No.
Okay. No. Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah, that's it.